Just give it a minute to allow everyone to come in from the waiting room. As a reminder, unless you are presenting before the board or testifying, please mute yourself. Good afternoon. This is a hearing for the licensing board for the City of Boston. Today is March 3rd, 2021. Today's hearing is being conducted pursuant to certain temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing will be recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review some procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Good afternoon. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm chair of the licensing board, and we're also joined today by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you. Again, as a reminder, please mute yourself unless you are presenting to the board or testifying. I will call each item in the order it appears on the agenda. At that time, please state your name and affiliation with the licensee or applicant entity. Please explain to the board what you are proposing. After that, the chairwoman and commissioners will ask questions, and then we will take public testimony. Before we begin with the agenda, I want to note that item 13, Bunker Hill Restaurant LLC, doing business as Monument Diner, has been continued and will be included on the March 31st agenda. That item will not be heard today. Calling at 1040 Washington Street, Southern Point Hospitality LLC, located at 1040 Washington Street, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above pizza restaurant, all on the ground floor. The seating area is an eat-in seats, 2 tables and 2 seats each. The kitchen is on the ground floor. The space is only 1,620 square feet, but with an additional 30 square feet of storage space in units G18 and G19 on the first floor of the building. Manager Sean Ryan, hours of operation, 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Attorney Nicholas Zazula.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board, Madam Secretary, Attorney Nick Zazula, McDermott, Quilty, and Miller, 28 State Street here in Boston. With me today is Sean Ryan, who is the Chief Operating Officer and LLC Manager of Southern Point Hospitality LLC, DBA Auto Pizza. Madam Chair, Auto Pizza is proposing to open a new location on the ground floor at 345 Harrison Avenue, which is a new building along Washington Street in the south end. And the address again is 1040 Washington Street, but it is in that larger building. It's located between a Chase Bank and a Loyal Companion Pet Store for reference. The building is part of a larger master plan development. It's a mixed use project over 450,000 square feet of residential use, 34,000 or so square feet of retail and restaurant uses. It was part of a PDA and a few years ago, and this is one of those proposed restaurant uses that is allowed under that approved PDA for the overall project. As Madam Secretary read into the record, this is for a CV license only. There's no liquor license component as part of this application. And just by way of some quick background on Auto, they are a local restaurant group. They were founded in 2009 in Portland, Maine. They are, I would say, a gourmet pizzeria. They strive to elevate, so to speak, the pizza experience. And they do have several existing locations here in Massachusetts, including specifically a few in the city that this board has approved previously at 416 West Broadway in South Boston since a few years ago, and on Comm Ave near Boston University since 2012. So they are familiar with operating in urban environments. Again, the space is small. It's only 1,620 square feet. There are 12 inside seats that are proposed, with mostly back of house and prep area. Eventually, they would like to add outdoor seating, but to be clear, that's not part of the application that's in front of you today. They do plan on applying as part of the single season outdoor dining pilot program, if approved as part of this application. And Madam Chair, as well, I just wanted to note that although on the application in the hearing agenda, we applied for a 3 a.m. closing hour, We did meet with the neighborhood group, the East Berkeley Neighborhood Association last night. And as a result of the discussion at that meeting, we'd like to roll back our request for a closing hour until 1 a.m. If possible, that's what we would appreciate doing. We do see a need for this type of food option in this area until 3 a.m. But based on the discussion last night, we would like to, at this time at least, ask for a 1 a.m. closing hour and then come back and revisit the closing hour after they open and operate in the neighborhood, for a period of time. Generally speaking, at that meeting, the group was excited and supportive of the proposal otherwise. But, without a liquor license and without a traditional residential area in the neighborhood, they didn't see a need for a 3 a.m. at this time. So we'd like to ask for a 1 a.m. closing hour instead.
Okay. Any of the other auto locations in the city of Boston operating without a liquor license?
There's one, it's 289 Harvard Street, like Coolidge Corner.
That doesn't
I'm
have-
sorry,
that has
I'm
beer.
sorry. You said operating without a liquor license?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, our South Boston 416 West Broadway.
Yeah.
We have another one in Cambridge by 1432 Harvard Square, does not operate with one. We also have one in Linfield outside of Boston that does not operate with one. So we only have two in the city that actually do operate with one. But
Yeah.
as Nick suggested, we're not seeking one, nor will we seek one for 345 Harrison.
okay.
Right.
I've been to the Brookline one, and I was going to say I do remember having wine there. So
Yeah, Madam Chair, I mean, the space is small, so it doesn't really have the need for a liquor license. It's really more geared towards takeout and quick eating, not a sit down with beer or wine. So.
okay, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
No questions, thanks.
Seeing none, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hi, yes, good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Kim Crucioli from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We ask that the board holds the vote until a butters meeting is held by our office, which will be on Thursday, March 11th. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals on behalf of elected officials present? Are there any other individuals who wish to testify? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling On Fire Nutrition LLC, located at 411 Adams Street, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above smoothie and tea shop takeout. Manager Isan Baez, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Hello, everybody. This is Jason Baez, manager of On Fire Nutrition, 411 Adams Street. Just seeking approval for license for operations between the hours of 6 a.m. and 8 p.m.
Okay, thank you. This will be just takeout?
Yes, it would be.
Okay. And will this be 7 days a week?
Correct.
Okay. I don't have any further questions, Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
Do not, thanks.
Seeing none, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Patrick Fandel, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record in full support of this business. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Calling PS Gourmet Coffee, Inc., doing business as PS Gourmet Coffee, located at 514 Gallivan Boulevard, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above coffee shop, basement storage, office, and small kitchen. Manager Sarah Glennon, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Is the applicant present? Is Sarah Glennon present?
I think I see them.
Oh, I see them. Oh, I'm sorry. We can barely hear you. The volume's really low.
Can you hear me now?
No.
No.
Is there, we can hear you faintly. Is there a volume button you can turn up?
that better?
No.
You want us to sign out, sign back in?
Why don't, actually, if Maria from our staff could put in the chat the call-in number, we'll move to the next item and then we'll come back to you. If you want to try calling in. Calling American Airlines, Inc., doing business as Admirals Club, located at Logan Airport, Terminal B. Holder of an Airport Club all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Michelle Frenny to Stacy Rochelle, attorney Joseph Devlin.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, board members. My name is Joe Devlin. I'm a partner at the law firm of Upton, Cannell and Devlin, and I here representing American Airlines, Inc. They do business as the Admirals Club at Terminal B at Logan Airport, and we're here for a change of manager from Michelle Frenny to Stacy Rochelle. Stacy is on my screen. She's on the third screen, and she has called in, so she is here, and I just told her to unmute when we got called. Stacy is a 47-year-old resident of Marshfield, Massachusetts, and she's a U.S. citizen. She's worked in the hospitality industry, starting with a stint at a casino in Connecticut, and then progressive levels of responsibility and management at American Airlines here in Boston, starting out as a flight attendant. She is familiar with the rules and regulations regarding the service of alcoholic beverages in Massachusetts, and she looks forward to this exciting opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Stacy, just to add on to the last statement by your attorney, are you also familiar with the rules and regulations of this board? Stacy, still with us?
She's muted.
I have asked her to unmute.
I can send her an email too. Unmute and I've also sent her an email.
Okay. We can see if there's any other questions, Leslie, but just that fourth question about the rules and regs of the board and the ABCC.
I've also spoken to her, and I can aver that
Okay.
she's also familiar with the rules
Perfect.
of the city of Boston, and I'm sorry I left that out.
Okay, thank you. I think that's covered then. I have no other questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
Are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this matter? Seeing no one, we will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you. She also told me, she just emailed me and said, I'm trying to unmute, but I can't.
Okay, we're all set.
Thank you.
Was PS Gourmet able to log in? You are muted. We can't hear you. Oh, try again. I think there you go. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Is that good?
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you now. Please state your names for the record.
My name is Jim Fallon, owner of PS Gourmet Coffee, and this is Sarah Glennon, the manager of the location that we're going to open or try to open.
Great.
So we're at,
Go ahead.
so we're trying to open a location. We had one there 3 years ago, a block away, and we had a fire. And this is the first available space that we've been able to get in that neighborhood. So we have the build out and we're applying for the license now.
Okay, great. Will there be any tables and chairs inside, or is it just takeout?
All takeout.
All takeout. Okay. And the 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., is that 7 days a week?
That's correct.
All right. Is the build out done?
It is done. We're waiting for one inspection from the fire department.
Okay. Thank you very much. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Patrick Vandell, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record in support of this application and are excited to see this business back in Adams Village. We would just ask, and I believe they're already on the agenda for the Cedar Grove Civic Association, but they just reach out and maintain communication with the association to give them updates on operational concerns if they arise. But other than that, we'd like to go on record in support.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Julie Ryan from City Councilor Frank Baker's office. We would also like to go on record in support. We are also excited to see this shop back in the neighborhood. They are going to Cedar Grove's Civic this week, so that's important to us. And like Patrick said, we hope that they can stay engaged in the neighborhood, but excited to see it back. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any other individuals who wish to testify?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Alicia Payne here on behalf of Councilor Flaherty. Want to go on record in support and just echo ONS and the district in engaging with Cedar Grove to resolve any outstanding quality of life issues or concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other individuals? The board will take this matter under advisement. Calling Shawmut Hudson LLC, located at 401 Park Drive, holder of a farmer brewery and winery pouring license, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Ryan Potter to Brandon Thomas Keating. Attorney John Cannell.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairwoman, board members. Hopefully you can see me this time.
We can.
All right, great. John Cannell with the law firm of Upton, Connell, and Devlin. Hopefully I have Brandon Keating out there. Brandon, are you here?
I am here.
All right, we're applying for a change of manager at this location. Brandon Keating is a U.S. citizen, a Mass resident. He's very familiar with the rules and regulations relating to the provision of alcoholic beverages in Massachusetts. He's currently the manager of record at the Greenway location, but he will be coming off and we will be applying for a new manager at that location shortly.
Okay. Thank you. And since Brandon's already been approved by this board, we don't have to go into any further details. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Seeing none, is there anyone who wishes to testify regarding this application? The board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling GNV Brighton Mart Inc., located at 62 Washington Street, holder of a retail package store malt and wine license, has petitioned to change the category of the licensed business from retail package store wine and malt to retail package store all alcoholic beverages. Attorney Carolyn Conway.
Good afternoon, members of the board. I know with me too today is Mr. Nero Patel, who is the manager of the licensed business. And I believe we also have some people also willing to testify. As the board knows, this has been a holder of a beer and wine retail package store license for well over 10 years. And we have, our service is mainly to the Russian community, which lives directly behind us, many of whom are elderly. We're seeking today to upgrade to a full alcohol license, mostly because it's at the request of our customers who ask us for specialty Russian vodkas. The store itself does cater to the Russian community, and that's what we would be doing further with this as well. As I said, most of our clientele lives within walking distance of us, and we're just seeking to take a small portion of the store to have the full alcoholic beverages. It would be towards the front of the store. Other than that, the operation is not going to change. We're just looking to fill what we believe is a public need as requested by our clientele. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
So you're saying, do you know what percentage of, is it going to be like on shelves up front? Are you removing deli items to put the?
No, we basically have, if you walk into the front door of the premises, over to the left is just basically some shelving that we would add shelving there. And just a couple of shelves for the all alcohol would be put right there. So we're not really removing any deli items at all in order to accommodate this.
Okay. And the closest package store that sells all alcohol is where?
Is around the corner on Washington Street, I believe. But we're, as I said, most of our clientele lives behind us and walks to our deli and our store to get items. So we're looking to basically to cater to them.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, like to record support of this proposal. We are pleased that the applicant responded to community concerns raised at the Civic Association regarding the sale of nips and singles and promised not to partake in that. We would like the board, though, to just defer the vote for 1 week. Speaking with civic leaders from the Brighton-Alston Improvement Association, they weren't sure and had to check their records to see whether or not they voted to take a final stance on the proposal. So we just ask that the board just delay 1 week and be on the lookout from a letter from that specific civic organization. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals representing elected officials who wish to testify? Are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application?
Hi, I would like to support the store. It's an integral part of the Brookline Brighton area, especially during COVID when there were lines to get into Whole Foods all the time, especially this winter. It was easy to get in there and get supplies, and they are always very professional and very organized. And I'd like to just go on record. I've lived in the neighborhood for 15 years, so I'm well versed in the area. Well, actually way back to college, but I just would like to support the store and their initiative.
Thank you. Could you please state your name and your address for the record?
Sure, Sean Cunningham of 1633 Commonwealth Avenue.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify? And please state your name and your address for the record.
Hello, my name is Al Harrison, and I am a resident of 311 Alston Street, Brighton. I live across the street from Babushka's Deli, and I have known the owners ever since they came in, and they're very responsible, very good people. They handle their beer and wine sales responsibly, IDing everybody. Babushka's Deli itself has been a staple in the community. What they say is right. It is very popular with the Russian and Eastern European community, but it's also popular with all the community around here. And we would like to be, I am in support of that.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify?
My name is Kosta Chernikoff. I live at 46 Babcock Street in Brookline, Massachusetts. I shop at that Whole Foods, and and then I usually swing by that location to pick up any kind of lesser available items, some specialty items. And I think being able to pick up, like vodka or hard liquor there would be very appropriate. I mean, for me, it would be very convenient. I think the other location that they mentioned is you have to cross Commonwealth Avenue, which is especially in during the winter, months, is not very convenient because it's busy. So I really like that store, and I'm in full support of them getting that full license.
Thank you very much. Any other individuals who wish to testify?
Gentlemen, I see them. They're standing at the store.
Why don't, for the record, why don't you tell us how many of you are there?
How many is it? Anna, my dear, call her. She's older woman. She's sitting out there. Let me call her. Call her, Mercy. Hey.
Want to make sure we're.
Their seat there, they're older. They're waiting for so long.
Okay.
So there's just for our record, are there 5 individuals there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 altogether.
Okay, 7 individuals, all in support.
You want to know the address, everything?
Yeah, sure. If you could provide the addresses, the names and addresses, that would be great.
What is the address, one by one?
My name is Hakeem Best. I live at 20 Washington Street, apartment 311.
Great, thank you.
Address.
Sorry, my name is Karen Petrosian. You listen me.
We can hear you. If you could just state your address, please.
Is my good neighbor. We live in Covenant House, Washington 30. They not speak Russian, but we all have good day, birthday. This is very good sport. And if we sometimes drink tequila, cognac, vodka, it's well.
Thank you thank you both for coming out today and showing your support.
You can go?
Yep, you're all set.
Now I buy for her one beer, not
Okay.
Your name, address?
Yes. Hello, my name is Marso. I'm live across the street for 20 years. I'm support the business. He's a good kid.
Thank you.
All right. 319 Austin Street, apartment 12.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Merci, Raja. Sorry, one moment.
Hi, my name is Joanne Harris. I live at 20 Washington Street, apartment 525. And I come here all the time to buy my wine and beer.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye. I gotta go.
So we've
Up later.
recorded seven individuals in the store, all in support. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify?
This shows the beauty of a Zoom meeting.
Thank you. Sometime we want not beer, vodka.
Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Tim. I'd like to support Babushka Deli as well. I live at 1626 Commonwealth Avenue, apartment 22.
Thank you.
And above to being able to shop down there, the hard alcohol would be so convenient.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other individuals who wish to testify? Attorney Conway, and for the record, there was testimony that the applicant has agreed to a no nips, no singles condition should the board grant the license.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The board will take this under advisement.
Thank you.
Calling Bell's Cash Market, Inc., located at 246 Dorchester Street. Holder of a retail package store, Malt and Wine Beverages, has petitioned to change the license category from wine and malt beverages to retail package store, all alcoholic beverages license. Attorney Carolyn Conway.
Again, good afternoon. I have with me today, I haven't seen him yet, George Corey, who is the owner and operator of Bell's Cash Market, and which is also an institution in its own neighborhood. Bell's Market has been there for over 80 years, and 10 years ago, we were successful and we got a beer and wine retail package store. And we've been serving the neighborhood ever since. To my knowledge, they've had absolutely no problems whatsoever. So again, at the request of the neighborhood, we're looking to upgrade the license so that they have the ability to sell all alcoholic beverages. Right now, the plan is to add things slowly to a limited part of the store. This is a full service grocery market that's on Dorchester Street, serves the whole neighborhood. It has everything from a butcher to produce and everything. We're looking to be a more full service market. And as I said, the neighborhoods have asked us for this. And we're going to gradually introduce just basic items and then go and add what the neighborhood wants. But again, we've been asked by our neighbors to add this, and we've been so well doing with the beer and wine. After 10 years, we are going to ask the board to give us the opportunity to sell all alcoholic beverages.
Okay.
And again, we're happy to answer any questions. It's just that other than taking some shelf space or adding shelf space, the operation of the premises is not going to change at all.
Can you give me an estimate how much of the shelf space will be converted for this from groceries to?
Right now, there's some shelving for some items that are behind the register, and that's the shelf space that we would use. Is Mr. Corey here? He told me he was going to be, he should be here, but it's, I would say it's maybe like 1% or 2% of the shelf space is going to be
Okay.
for the all alcoholic beverages.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you have questions?
No questions, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Hi, Madam Chair, members of the board, Haley Dillon, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record in support. We do have 38 letters of support from direct abutters. I also want to just note, I can't speak for the Civic Association because they didn't send me an official letter, but they did express concerns in opposition because they didn't want to lose space. Again, I don't want to speak for them because they didn't. I just want to put it on the record, but we are in support. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Councillor Flink's office. The councillor would like to go on record in support due to feedback from neighbors and abutters. The proponent has also agreed on a good faith compromise to not sell individual beers and small bottles of alcohol due to concerns from neighbors. Thank you.
If I can interrupt, that's absolutely, we will take a condition on the license with no nips.
Okay.
Are there any other individuals who wish to testify?
Hi, Madam
Hello.
Chair, members of the hi, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Eddie Del Signore. I live in the South Boston neighborhood. My address is 178 Dorchester Street, Unit 3. I would like to go on record to support Bell's Market's license. They're a neighborhood staple since we've moved here 3 years ago. We go there daily to shop for our groceries and also our beer and wine. The store has been nothing but safe, warm, and personable. All the members of the staff there are friendly. I've never felt unsafe in their establishment. And since COVID has started, they've been extremely diligent in keeping their store COVID friendly and clean and safe as well. And I'd obviously be happy to answer any questions or offer further support as necessary, but I'd like to go on record in support of the application.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to speak in support?
Yeah, my name is Ryan Graff, 20 Grimes Street in South Boston, and want to also go on record in support of Bell's Cash Market, absolute staple, local grocer. Just want to support them in getting their license. They are always friendly, helpful, safe, and clean when getting groceries such as meats. Big personal fan of their butcher counter and beers. Very responsive, very understanding, very kind, and just as Eddie said, want to support them on this matter.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify? Seeing no one.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Hi, yes, this is Tara Keaton from 7 Knowlton Street, Unit 2 in South Boston. Just want to also give my support for George and Bell's Market, particularly during COVID when travel and access to other markets and capacity was difficult. Echoing what the fellow constituents are saying, that it was clean, safe, welcoming, and this will just add to being able to get everything from a local family run market. So I'd like to voice my support.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Calling Petit Robert Inc., doing business as Petit Robert Bistro, located at 480 Columbus Avenue. Holder of a common vitular 7-day wine and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned for a change in officers directors. Secondly, has petitioned for a change of stock ownership and interest. Attorney Andrew Upton.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Attorney Delaney Hawkins, Andrew Upton from Upton, Connell, and Devlin, representing the applicant. Petit Robert is a French bistro in the South End. It is currently owned by 2 French people, and one of them is going to buy the stock of the other. So at the end of this transaction, if successful, it'll be owned 100% by the founder, Loic Legaric. So he will also become all the officers of the corporation. But other than the stock purchase and the change of officers, there'll be no change in any aspect of the operations at the licensed premise.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who wish to testify? Seeing no one, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling House of Siam Inc., doing business as House of Siam on Tremont, located at 592A to 592 Tremont Street. Holder of a common vitular 7-day malt and wine license has petitioned for a change of officers, directors of the corporation. Secondly, has petitioned for a change of stock ownership interest. Lastly, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from James Rogers to Patchara Sursuk. I apologize for mispronouncing the last name. Is the licensee present?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kong Nguyen. I am representing House of Siam Inc., and I'm here with the owners and the manager. So this is the owner's spouse was the previous owner of the restaurant and unfortunately passed away, and also the licensed manager also passed away. So now my client has inherited the shares, and he's proposing to sell one half of the shares to Ms. Patchara Sursuk, who is also the manager, who is also the new proposed manager. And other than that, nothing will change with the restaurant as far as the operations, the hours, anything of that sort.
Okay, thank you. Is Ms. Sursuk with you?
Yes, she's right here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yes, you did say that.
I don't know how to leave Zoom now.
I just have a couple of standard questions for the board that we'd like to get on the record whenever there's a change in manager.
Yes.
Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
More than 15 years. I think I got knowledge about regulation, about beer, wine. I have a lot of experience. Yeah, 15 years.
Okay. And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of our board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. And I have no questions at this moment. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
Seeing no questions, are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who wish to testify? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling Delotti Inc., doing business as the Wild Duck Wine and Spirits, located at 660 Washington Street. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Wild Duck, 660 Washington Street at the same location. Smitesh Patel, manager, closing hour 11 p.m. Lastly, has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Rocklin Trust Company. Attorney John Moradian.
Good afternoon, Attorney John Moradian, Democus Law Offices for the applicant. Today we're before you. Smitesh Patel has formed Wild Duck 660 Washington Street, Inc. And he's purchasing the Wild Duck Wine and Spirits at 660 Washington Street from Delotti Incorporated. We're asking for approval of the transfer of the license, approval of Smitesh Patel's manager, and a pledge of the license to Rocklin Trust Company as they're financing the transaction. Smitesh is a U.S. citizen. He is a Mass resident, and he is experienced in the sale of alcohol beverages. It's a straight change of ownership. Closing hour remain the same. There's no change to the business, to the structure of the building, just new ownership. So with that, any questions you may have, I'll take them.
Just one question for Mr. Patel. Your attorney covered the rest, but are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, please.
Okay. And Leslie, is there a condition on this license?
Yes, and there's been no request to remove the condition. So if the transfer is approved, the condition of no nips, no singles will remain.
Okay. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
Are there any individuals who seek to testify regarding this application?
Yes. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Lisa High with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. The Mayor's Office does not see any issues with this transfer, but just ask that the board holds its vote until the applicant meets with the Chinatown Residents Association tonight, March 3rd at 6 p.m. The applicant met with the Chinatown Safety Committee this morning and received support, but just asked that the new owner will remain conditions from prior owner, which is commitment to no nips and singles, as well as enforcement to strong ID checking measures to be put in place. Applicant has agreed to remain commitment of no nips and singles on the license. Thank you.
Lisa, if the meeting is tonight, is there any issue with us voting on it tomorrow?
Should not be an issue. I'll send you an email tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application?
Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Councillor Flink's office. I would just like to echo Lisa's high comments on holding the vote after they meet with the community association. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Calling Dedello Inc., doing business as the Wild Duck, located at 94 to 96 Salem Street. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Wild Duck 96 Salem Street at the same location. Jimini Patel, manager, closing hour 11 p.m. Lastly, has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Rocklin Trust Company. Attorney John Moradian.
Good afternoon again. John Moradian, Demarcus Law Offices, on behalf of Jimini Patel. She has formed Wild Duck 96 Salem Street Inc. to purchase this business. We're seeking a transfer of the license, approval of Jimini as manager of record, and again, approval of Rocklin Trust Company pledge of license and inventory. Jimini is a U.S. citizen and a Mass resident and is familiar with the rules of alcohol sales. There's the same, just a change of business ownership, no changes or anything else. We're meeting with the civic associations Monday evening and next Thursday evening, so I'd ask on this one you'd hold the decision until next it's available. But other than that, any questions, I welcome them.
Ms. Patel, is Ms. Patel already an approved manager of record by this board?
Boston?
No.
No, not
Okay. Okay. I think your attorney adequately covered the questions. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon.
Are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application?
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is John Romano from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. We'd like to go on record and support the project, but we'd like to echo their lawyer John's sentiments of asking if the board can defer the decision until they're able to meet with the two community organizations next week.
Yep.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify? Seeing none, the board will hold this matter until we hear back following the community process. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling Nokanth Varney LLC, doing business as Rusty's Liquors, located at 700 American Legion Highway. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Kirtan LLC, doing business as Rusty's Liquors at the same location. Disha K. Patel, manager, closing hour 11 p.m. Lastly, is petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Rocklin Trust Company. Attorney Thomas Truax.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board, Secretary Hawkins, Attorney Tom Truex of 530 Loring Avenue, Salem, Mass. I'm appearing here on behalf of the applicant Curtin LLC. With me are Disha Patel. She's the LLC manager. She's also the proposed license manager. And I see her father is here too, Mr. Kirat Patel. He is a % member of the LLC. Ms. Patel is a U.S. citizen. She is a Mass resident. She is familiar with the rules and regulations of the ABCC and this board as they pertain to the sale of alcohol. She also has experience in the food and beverage industry. The underlying transaction is a purchase of the assets of the business, Rusty's Liquors, including the Section 15 all alcoholic beverages license. Rocklin Trust Company is providing financing on this transaction and is requesting a pledge of license and of inventory. The store operation and the structure will remain the same, except that there will be a extreme cleaning of the premises from head to toe before they open the doors. At least one of the employees will remain on as working at the store full-time. He has over 3 years of experience. Mr. Patel, his daughter, Disha, and the other LLC manager, Hiran Veghela, they are all tip certified. There is a card reader machine in the store, and that will continue to be used. Mr. Patel, he comes before you with over 4.5 years of experience working at the Groton General Store in Groton. That was a package store as well. Finally, our meeting with the Neighborhood Association with Joe Coppinger is March 11th. So we understand that any vote will be deferred after that meeting.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for covering all that. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
Thank you. Are there any individuals who wish to testify regarding this application?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Joe Coppinger with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. As the attorney mentioned, we respectfully ask that the board holds the vote until after we can have a thorough community process. After we have the community meeting, I think we'll be able to have a more thorough testimony. Thank you.
Thank you. Rick Yoder has raised his hand. Mr. Yoder?
Yes. Can you? I can give testimony now, or I can wait until. I guess we'll be coming back another time.
So there would not be a subsequent hearing. This would be put on for.
It's going to be a community meeting with Joe Carpenter, and then we'll be back a second meeting here.
So we won't hold a second hearing,
Okay,
but we will vote. So you can go ahead and testify now.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Rick Yoder. I live at 180 Mount Hope Street, co-leader of the Mount Hope Canterbury Neighborhood Association. We live just a few blocks away. There's a number of concerns we have with the operation the way it has been with the current owner, and we hope the new owners will make some major changes. One is in the NIPS. Most neighborhoods, we don't like to see NIPS sold. We spend a good deal of our time around the neighborhood picking them up off the street. There is alcohol problems around the neighborhood, and this is not helpful. The store hours were a little confused. The existing ones, at least on the internet, were published 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Basically Monday through Saturday, and with the exception of Tuesdays and Sundays, where it goes from 10 to 10 p.m. And I understand they're asking for later hours. We'd rather keep the current posted hours on the internet. And part of the reason is, which this is going to sound bizarre, Joe Carpenter can confirm this, along American Legion, where the store is, we have a great deal of problems in the good weather, particularly summertime, with organized auto racing and sometimes motorcycle racing. And they occasionally or sometimes frequently like to use the mall where this liquor store is as a staging area. And if they're having a later opening time, closing time for the liquor stores, just adds another element of trouble to the situation. We'd rather see them keep closed down at 10. On the exterior of the building, there are some improvements that need to be made. They have 6 of those overhead roll-up grates, and most of them don't work properly, apparently. The last time I was by, I counted 1 was fully down and 4 were down about 2 feet, and they should always be rolled up all the way during the during the operations, during hours operations, and I suspect it's probably a repair problem. I also wanted to point out that they're solid grates, which I believe are no longer, at least the store is acceptable, kind of grates. They should be the open grill type. The painting on below the windows, on the wall below the windows, needs to be redone. It's been chipping fairly badly. The windows themselves are mostly covered with haphazard collection of unattractive posters. One of them is put in sideways, can't really read it. Basically, the signage should be upgraded. On the interior, the ceiling light fixtures are the exposed fluorescent type, fairly unattractive, something you'd see in a garage or a basement. I suggest new LED type fixtures with covered glass or plastic. They're very efficient. They'll save you some money. There are some state and city rebates on those that are available. When the last time I was in, oh yeah, the 2x4, the ceiling is 2x4 drop-in panels. About half of them are badly discolored or in just otherwise bad shape. It'd be ideally we'll replace those or ideally the whole set. Well, the last time I was in there, I'm sorry, I didn't look that closely, but my neighbors sort of confirmed this for me that much of the stock is in the boxes on the floor rather than in shelves. So the perimeter seems to have shelves, but not, there should be shelves in the center for the stock. I think that's about it.
Thank you very much.
We'd like to see new owners in there. We'd like to see it fixed up. It is that parking lot in the mall is always full of cars. People are always there. So just please do a much better job than the previous owner.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who wish to testify regarding this application? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Those are all the items before the board today. Thank you all for attending.
Thank you.